The worst possible news that can happen in the market happened this past Thursday. Negative 33% GDP drop. The market just shrugged it off. For the time being, I decided to lay low. So what have I been doing with all my money? Not much. I actually have about $250,000 worth of loans. I had actually taken this time to pay those all off. I don't really have any debt anymore. It's the first time in my life that I've been debt-free. I've always used debt to build everything that I have, and I thought now was a good time to pay some of that off. I just want all of the money. Give you guys a little bit of backstory about how I got into trading. I was a student at Penn State University when I was 19 years old. I was an economics student. I studied mathematics and economics, but there was a class that I took there that changed my life, and it was called Monetary Theory and Policy. Different news events that help trade stocks, like Federal Reserve announcing 10-year treasury repurchasing, jazz that you see all the time on TV, on CNBC. It allowed me to trade in a very simulated manner through fake software that we got to log on, trade stocks, we competed with the class. I forget exactly, but there was some sort of perk to beating the whole class in that trading simulator. I did not win this competition. I think I ended up losing all my money. That's how much of a degenerate gambler I was. What ended up happening was I had a passion for trading. Not losing money, but for trading. I used to work the graveyard shift at a hotel. I had probably over $1,000 left over at the end of every month that I just kept pushing into the markets, finding different spots. One of the things that kept bugging me was I felt like I always needed more money. I felt like I always needed more money. I could trade larger, I could trade in size. So one of the habits that I had developed early on was good use of debt. I was essentially taking credit cards, doing balance transfers at 0%, moving that 0% money into my trading account right away. In those days, you could actually do the balance transfer at 0% and not pay any fees. Ended up having a very profitable year. Between trading and my balance transfer usage, I had probably 100 grand to my name within my first year of trading stocks. Applying for credit cards, taking balance transfers, moving them into my trading account is something I've done for a long time. Every single year, what I started on doing was applying to 3 to 4 credit cards, sapping the equity out of those credit cards. I keep talking as if it's equity. Sapping whatever money that those credit cards would let me borrow off of them at a 0% interest rate, basically really building up my trading accounts that way. It was a great way for me to actually earn a living, honestly, through trading stocks, and also have a comfortable cushion. Not everything went directly into my trading accounts. Some of it provided me with a cushion for bad months so I could eat and, just live off of. But that's essentially how I rapidly built up a bankroll. I had about $250,000 worth of debt that I decided I wasn't gonna pay off because I was borrowing at between 0 to 4%. Now, do I recommend doing balance transfers for everyone? Hell no. I think 95% of people who get involved with trading stocks are gonna lose money. I myself lose money all the time. I just have become emotionally numb to day-to-day losses because I feel like I have an advantage in the long run. And I felt comfortable having that kind of debt as long as I was performing in the markets and performing well in the markets. I did those credit card balance transfers in a very booming bull market in an era where there was lots of opportunity versus the risks. I made some very good investments early on in VMware, a bunch of other names that were that really helped me build a bankroll. There was always a reason to keep money in the markets. I never saw an immediate need to pay off that debt. I felt the risks always well outweighed the rewards in the stock market, and I felt like I always had a significant advantage in trading stocks. The biggest thing that I've done over the last 2-3 months is not only have I been really moving my money more and more and more into cash. I have a couple of positions in the markets. I moved a little bit more into cryptocurrency. I moved a little bit into gold, and I bought banks. And banks have been going down, gold has been going up. I bought gold exposure just as an inflation hedge with the sheer amount of money being printed. For the most part, I've been in cash. At the end of the day, I'm a stock trader, and when you look at some of these prices, stocks like AT&T, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, a lot of like the value cyclical names, they really haven't moved. What's been essentially moving the market are Amazon, Apple, Google, names that I already thought were overvalued. I can't buy at these prices. I think there will be an opportunity to buy these at better prices. With my money sitting in cash, I've been searching very aggressively. I'm looking around the markets, I'm looking for things to buy, and not able to find anything other than basically day trading. I decided that I have all these credit cards. I also had some credit lines that were open against property that I owned at 4% interest rates that I just went in and I paid everything off. I don't necessarily feel any relief from paying off debt. I've always used that debt to make more money. I'm actually having a bit of anxiety, not necessarily even FOMO, but like anxiety in the sense, I don't know where to park my money. I think the market is gonna have a slow drift higher, but it also has a chance of a massive drop lower, to the extent where I don't wanna be picking up pennies in front of a steamroller. I still feel like there's a steamroller just slowly drifting towards me, picking up these pennies, and I don't want to get squashed by the steamroller. I think the economy, if we were going to have a V-shaped recovery, there would be symptoms of that already. That's all I really have to say. I get up every morning, I day trade S&P futures. I've been doing that. Honestly, it's nothing exciting enough to report on this channel with. Just watching me trade essentially the same ticker every day, I don't think I can really make a YouTube channel about that. I've just been taking care of my personal finance issues, paying down my debt, and just kind of relaxing. I keep saying that I don't have exposure to the markets. That's money that I manage, that I don't have exposure to the markets, but Vanguard essentially always keeps me in the market. I also have some money in BlackRock. I've just been trying to find places to park money, and instead I choose to pay off debts. Let me know what you guys are buying. I'll be happy to look at some names. Once again, thanks for tuning in. I know it's been a while. That's it for me.
Just want all of the money. I just want